Curse God and die. This was the advice of Job's wife after several calamities brought on by the Satan and approved by God. Raiders steal Job's oxen and donkeys. Fire destroys his sheep, and his camels are stolen. A great wind collapses a house, killing all 10 of Job's children. Also, so went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. God, that's bad luck. Anyway, 3 of his friends come round to comfort him. This is basically their advice. Job's 3 main comforters, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, begin well by sitting with him in silence for 7 days. But when they start speaking, they repeatedly argue that God always punishes the wicked and blesses the righteous. Therefore, Job must have committed some serious sin to deserve his suffering. They urge him to confess, repent, and seek God's forgiveness, believing that if he does, God will restore his prosperity. Job denies he has done any wrong. His wife calls on him to curse God and die. Anyway, finally, a whirlwind turns up. Job must have thought, "Oh God, what no? Maybe God's come to finish me off." But no, God has come for a chat with Job. Here's a brief summary of their conversation. God does not explain to Job why he suffered. He never tells Job about the conversation with Satan. Instead, God asks Job a series of rhetorical questions about the creation and governance of the universe. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Can you command the morning? Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades? God points to the wonders of nature and to powerful creatures such as Behemoth and Leviathan, emphasizing that his wisdom and power far exceed human understanding. Job realizes how limited his own knowledge is. He humbly replies, "Surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know." And later, "I had heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I repent in dust and ashes." Why? God was awful to him. Well, this book is fascinating. There is no mention of Moses or the patriarchs. It stands alone and is considered one of the oldest texts in the Old Testament. It's all a myth.